Welcome back to Lit Sports Online, and we're coming at you with Week 11 NFL predictions. We've still got guest analysts, Ross Roberts on the show. Gerald, where do we stand as far as our records in picking these teams?
Well, you're inching closer to my record, and it's a little scary, but I'm still doing better than you and Ross. We were 6 for 8 last week. Not too bad.
Yeah, starting out.
I guess right now I'm 62 and 54, and you're 59 and 57 overall. Let's get to the show. First game this week, got Thursday night football action. The Saints take on the Panthers. I think the Saints are going to take a victory here.
I can see this game going either way, honestly. I think it's going to end up being a close one in the end. I think we're going to see a lot of big plays in this game. But I am going to take the Panthers at home here. Cam Newton against a garbage defense, I'm not counting him out.
Yeah, but Panthers, they lost to the Chiefs last week. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back and pull off this win against the Saints, so I think the Saints are going to pull this one out.
All right. Next up, we have the Steelers, who haven't won in a while, versus the Browns, who haven't won ever. This could be anybody's game. I'm going to go with an upset alert and say the Browns.
I just can't do the upset alert this week. I'll take the Steelers here. The Browns, no wins. I can't go with them unless they're playing a bottom-of-the-barrel team, so I'm not going to pick them here.
They probably couldn't even beat
I couldn't go against somebody with a bottom round team. They're not winning the game all year. Going with the Steelers again. They were 42 seconds from beating the Cowboys.
This is simply my bold prediction. This is just my bold prediction. The Browns got to win one day.
It is an AFC North game. It's division rivals. They beat them before, but no. These Browns trying out quarterbacks mid-season.
You can laugh in our faces if you get it right.
Oh, yeah. Please do.
Oh, I'm going to. Like I said, bold prediction here. Going with the wild card, pick out of nowhere. I'm sticking with the Browns.
Way out of nowhere.
Wholly out of nowhere. Next up, the Ravens travel to Dallas to take on the hot Cowboys. Oh, man, this is a hard one.
Good to do, Joe.
Oh, man. You know what? Number one defense. We're going to show that rookie how it's done. Go Ravens. Go Ravens.
I'll take the Cowboys here. It should be an interesting game, and certainly not one I'm going to completely write the Ravens off having a chance in, but I do still think the edge goes to the Cowboys, and they've been red hot the whole year. Only have, I believe, one loss in the record right now. So I'll take them in this game.
No, like I said, they almost lost the Steelers last week. I think Ravens have a better defense. Gerald said, number one ranked. I think they're going to go down there, shock the world, show Dak what the NFL's like. Number one defense looks like. All the Ravens.
Now, like I said, I like Dallas. I've liked Dallas all year, and I've liked what they've been doing, these two rookies. They got a beautiful future ahead of them, but I think the X factor for the Ravens is the offense has to show up.
Yeah.
The defense can play full quarter. We know that. But that offense has to show up. It has to put points on the board. The defense cannot be relied on to put all the points on the board this week.
No.
So, as long as the Ravens offense shows up and defense has been playing as hot as they've been playing, I have no reason why the Ravens can't pull out a victory.
I think the interesting matchup in this one is going to be what can Ezekiel Elliott do versus the Ravens D.
Yeah.
They can contain him. They can keep him under 100
yards.
yards.
Stop that run,
Yeah, they've got a real shot.
They've given up one 100-yard rusher this year. That was against Cleveland. 70-plus yards came on one run.
Yeah.
After that, he just digged and ducked his way to 100 yards. But you get 70 on one run, it's really hard not to get to 100.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to stop Zeke and get pressure on Dak.
It's going to be a heck of a game. Next up, we got the Jaguars taking on Detroit. Detroit has got this one. They're home. They're going to win.
Yeah, I'll take the Lions as well. I think it's going to be closer than Gerald's expecting here, but I do not see any reason to really go with the Jags here.
No, it's going to be the Lions here. The Jags is not that good. 2 wins. There's no way they're going to go in there and pull that one out. Go Detroit.
And the Titans off a big victory last week. Shout out to Ross picking that one last week. Couldn't have told me they were going to win. They travel to Indianapolis this week and take on the Colts. Do we follow this hot quarterback? I think so. I'm going to go with the Titans. Titans pulling off a victory away.
Titans have been much improved this year. You look at Mariota, much better than last year. Look at the defense stepped up and is better this year. And most importantly, their running game is really getting it done. DeMarco Murray just proved that after an off year last year, you put him in a system where he does north-south running, yeah, he's going to be able to get it done. So I'm going to take the Titans here. I actually haven't picked the Colts a lot this year, and I don't have a whole lot of faith in them, so Titans.
No, I mean, picked him last week. No reason I'm not going to ride Mariota this week. Like I said, he's a hot quarterback right now. Just put up points, run, pass, go on Titans.
All right. Next up, we got the Bills taking on the Bengals in Cincinnati. I think the Bills are going to pull off the victory here. Safe to say.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I actually will go with the away team here and pick the Bills. It's another one of those that could go either way, but my gut is telling me Bills.
Yeah, Bills, even though they're on the road, coming off a bye, always helps. Bengals, it's not the Bengals they used to be. I mean, bottom, third in the division. Only not last. We have the one with Browns, but it's not the same Bengals, so Bills are going to pull this one out.
Next up, we have the Bucs taking on Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. I think I'm going to go with Kansas City this weekend.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Kansas City here. Love their defense, love what they're doing. And the Buccaneers, well, they're not a terrible team, and they got some offensive weapons, but their defense versus Kansas City defense, I mean, it's clear who wins that matchup. I'm going to go with KC.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs here. I mean, Bucs, yeah, they won big last week, but they're playing the Bears. They're not good at all. I think Kansas City, the Chiefs are going to pull this one out.
All right, next up we got the Chicago Bears taking on the New York Giants in the Meadowlands. I think the Giants, they've looked good this year. I hate to say it after that horrible loss we had from this year, the Ravens, but I think the Giants are going to pick up a good victory here. I don't think they're going to stop doing that.
I think the Bears will be able to make this one interesting, but not enough to the point where I can pick them. I am going to take the Giants here, and let's face it, I mean, the Giants just have the higher quality team.
Yeah, like I said, Bears are not good right now. They might win another game this year, but how they're playing, Jay Cutler, I think he might be almost done. He's starting to fall apart. I think that Meadowlands, John's going to win this one.
Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And I got one question. What happened to the Vikings? They started off so good. Like, before I even get to my pick, like, what happened?
I've got a theory as to what happened. I think it's just the fact they have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. I mean, you think about, like, they got a guy back there, Jerick McKinnon. He's 100th percentile in the SparkX. His best comparable player on playerprofiler.com is LaDainian Tomlinson. Why can't they get this guy going? It's because they don't know how to block. No. So even though their defense is elite, they do have a lot of problems on the offense. Stephon Diggs being the one bright spot.
And I think that's the reason why I'm picking the Cardinals against the Vikings this weekend. That exact reason. I don't think the Vikings are going to be able to get it up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close just because they do have the home field advantage, and that defense is really good.
They were competitive against Washington this weekend. They were really competitive against them.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to take them. I think they'll be able to overcome their issues. They're not going. Now again, they're not going to be able to run the ball that well, but I still think home field advantage, great defense. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, so they can't run that ball. And Sam Bradford, he's doing better, but I don't think he can, carry them enough to beat the Cardinals. You got more veteran quarterback there. It's proven so. Palmer, like I said last week, Fitzgerald somehow still getting it done. I'm going with Cardinals.
All right, then. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins taking on your LA Rams and Jared Goff as a starter. Does it raise or lower, the expectation of the Rams? I think the Rams are going to get a victory here. I want to see them get a victory here.
Well, I have a lot more confidence picking the Rams when they have a home game, and I do think they have the defensive advantage. It's not going to be easy. It's still going to be a tall order asking them to be able to stop the run and put up points on offense, but I'm going to pick them for this game against the Dolphins.
Going with the Rams there too. Dolphins' second game on the West Coast. Don't know if they traveled back to Miami. They were smart. They probably should have stayed out there. But not all teams do that. same game out there. Like I said, I think we're going to pull this out for Jared Goff in this first game, first win.
All right. Next up, we had the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Seahawks after they had a hot victory against the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Seahawks at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks as well. I mean, we're talking about two teams that both won last week. But home field advantage for Seahawks, it's hard to pick against that.
I mean, it's hard to win with 12 men out there in Seattle. Easy one there from Seattle.
Next up, we have the New England Patriots minus Gronkowski taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who just can't seem to catch a break. I think the Patriots are going to walk out to the West Coast and put a beat on.
Yeah, I think you put Tom Brady in a practice squad offense out there, they can still get it done against the 49ers. I mean, we're talking about a team that has one win. Patriots, yes, heartbreaking loss to Seahawks last week, but I'm still going to pick them to come in here and do some damage. Deion Lewis is now on the active roster. Don't know if they're going to get him involved that much, but James White is very capable as well out of the backfield. They'll be able to get it done.
Patriots. Nothing else to say here. Patriots.
Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Washington, D.C. to take on the Washington Redskins. And I think I like what Kirk Cousins has done with this Redskins team this year. They're going to pull off the victory against the Packers who's not playing up to their caliber.
Right, there are some things to dislike about the Packers. Backfield in a flux. They lost Eddie Lacy earlier in the year. They're kind of like rotating between James Starks and Ty Montgomery. Not sure what's going on with the backfield. Aaron Rodgers is kind of off form. This is definitely not the same team we've been used to seeing the last couple of years. But I still think the Packers can pull out a win here. Jordy Nelson appears to be completely healthy. He's coming off a big day. And I just like the Packers to go in there and pull off the victory. I think it's going to be close, though.
Yeah, Packers, they got beat bad by Tennessee Titans. No one really expect that, except me. But they're going to go down to Green Bay. They're not going to get beat again. They're going to go beat Washington. They got this done.
All right, fair enough. Next up, Monday Night Football. We got the Texans taking on the Raiders. The Raiders are looking good. I mean, there's so much to say about this team. They're looking good. They're definitely going to be a good playoff contender. I think I'm picking the Raiders again.
I've made the mistake this year of not picking the Raiders that often, but I have to here. They're at home.
Wait, don't jinx them. Don't jinx them.
Texans are good enough. Now, Texans are good enough to win games like this, but I still think the better play here is to take the Raiders. They're a hot team. Got a nice record. They're at home. There's not a whole lot to like about picking the Texans here.
No, plus they're at home Monday night after a bye. Short week plus a day. And you're going to Oakland. Not an easy place to play. Oakland, they're playing well. They got the quarterback, they got the wide receiver. They're going to be a team to be threatened with.
And so that does it for this week's predictions. Week 11 in the NFL. I'm Justin. This is Gerald and Ross. Hope you enjoyed their episode. We'll keep on coming out with these every week.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on social media.